What is going on? Okay, so my camera just disappeared. Hold on a second. I have to re-add my camera. I literally just checked it. Why? Why do you do this to me? What is going on? What is going on? Hopefully you guys can at least hear me. Looks like you can. Where did my camera just disappear to? I literally just checked this thing. All right. I literally just checked this 20 minutes before, and I look after I hit stream, and my camera is gone. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Where are my sources? All right, add a source. We have to start this all over again. This is so stupid. Well, not that stream. No, don't go anywhere. I don't use Streamlabs all that much. I mean, what's going on here? There. Add video. What? What is going on? Find your glasses. Y'all got jokes in the chat. I see. Come on, Gramps. Atlas and FT says. Starting to look like game stuff. Black screen. It's not completely black. At least I have my images up. This is insane. Um, where? I can't find it. Where? Where is? Where's my camera? I should. I knew. I knew. Oops. All right. All right. Wait. What happened there? What? All right. All right. And also, my chat's missing. So now I have to re. This is insane. This is insane. I literally checked this before I came in here. So, yeah, I know you see me. I know what I'm doing. I trust me. I was freaking. This is stupid. Okay, now my camera's way stretched out. So let me fix my camera. This is so stupid. All right, let's do that. All right. So everything, all my images are over top. Okay, that's back. Bear with me, folks. Now I gotta try to bring my chat that disappeared. My chat disappeared. All right, hang on a second. talk. All right, all right, all right, all right. So I'm gonna take this here. All right, which one is that? That's okay. I'm gonna copy that. Hang on. All right, now you should have audio on this screen. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's totally jacked me up. I don't know. I literally sat here 20 minutes making sure everything was perfectly fine, and this making me look bad right now. Making me look bad. But you know, Streamlabs. What can I say? All right, cooking me in the chat. I'm getting cooked. Um, Funny, y'all so funny, man. Y'all are so funny. Atlas NFT just making all kind of jokes, telling me to get my glasses, all this stuff. Sweet sounds of silence. He's keep cooking. He's cooking. What else did you say up here? You said something up here that made me get my glasses. Did you unplug it and plug it back in again? Wow, that's hilarious. You hilarious. He got Jeopardy playing in the background. That's my wife. You make fun of her for being grandma playing Jeopardy in the background. Uh, yeah. What happened? We can't hear you. Okay, I fixed all that. So unfolds, but no. All right. Sweet sounds. All right, here we go. So we had to talk about the illustrious revolutionary console Switch 1, but obviously we're talking about Switch 2. I'm gonna do predictions. Everybody's done predictions. It's so corny to me. It's so lame at this point for me to do predictions, but I'm gonna do mine. We kind of did them on Juices Loose. Shout out to Terminator Juice, who's in the chat talking that smack. And yeah, it was pretty funny there. Crazy old school. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. But again, I will say, and on me, I came in 20 minutes earlier to make sure all my camera, because I hadn't used this in a while, so I want to make sure my camera was working, my audio was working, everything was working just fine. I go, get me a bite, come back, and everything's in chaos the minute I hit live. So everything started disappearing. My cameras are disappearing. My audio, it's crazy, crazy. Anyway. Switch. We're going to talk about Switch. And we have my Switch 2 predictions. Actually, I'm going to have more fun giving you somebody else's Switch 2 predictions. I copy and pasted them from the chat. The chat log from Juices Loose. I thought it was hilarious. He was going off. So I'm gonna do his, but I'm going to do mine as well, obviously. I'll be playing some SNES while I listen. Madden 95. We got Terminator Juice. We done pulled Terminator Juice into retro gaming. He is locked in now. He can't escape. I don't know if it's gonna last. Hope it does. You know, he is getting older. He is Grandpa Juice. So, so when you get our age, you start pining for old stuff. I even started like listening to cassettes again. Pulled out my old cassette player. It's crazy. Like what am I listening to cassette for? What am I listening to a cassette for? The audio ain't that great. You know, it was fine for us back in the day, but the tapes, they get, you know, jumbled up, like the actual tape itself, and so you get static areas. Or I used to have tapes pop on me. I would tape them back together. I would take glue. It was a whole process. It was crazy. You youngsters don't understand what we went through. But I'm listening to CDs, like through a CD player. I'm watching. Why am I watching VHSs? Like VHS, like there's no reason to watch a VHS for, you know, other than nostalgia. Now I would say the cool thing about like watching all that old stuff, just quickly, quick little side note here. The cool thing about it is that when you listen to a CD, like or listen to a tape, it was a locked in experience. Like you didn't have any distractions. It was like I'm listening to this album. There was no I'm gonna flick over to the next album, you had to listen to that whole album, or you'd be sitting there interchanging discs or cassettes. And so it was a whole process. So you actually used to listen to an entire album and get the whole feel of it, and that was cool. That I think that's missing. And maybe that's why we don't have a lot of classic albums anymore, because people just care about making a hit track here and there, maybe 2 or 3 hit tracks per album, and they don't care. The rest of it's filler anyway. You're going to skip it. You're going to jump onto somebody else's stream or something. And so that's the sad part. That's why you don't get as many classic albums anymore, because artists used to particularly set their album up for a listening experience from track 1 or skit 1 to the final skit, and you just don't get that as much anymore because our brains are cooked today. Like we have no attention spans. Like songs are even getting shorter. We had short songs in the past, but I seen like songs that are like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. What are you getting out of a song that's 2 minutes and 30 seconds long? What are you getting out of that? Nothing. That's a TikTok song. Like maybe that's what it is. It's for the TikTok generation. But all right, that's my rant. That's my Grandpa T rant. But yeah, that's the sad part. But anyway, so I want to talk about the Switch before we get to Switch 2. Switch is probably, like, I'm not going to call it my favorite console of all time. I'm not going to call it my favorite Nintendo console of all time, because nothing is really going to overtake this beauty right here. If you can't see it, maybe you can see that. The N64. Nintendo 64 is my favorite console of all time. There's nothing that's going to be able to break how I felt, the impact of the time that it came out. Nothing's going to change that, right? Obviously, the Switch has a bajillion more games. I've put a bajillion more hours probably on my Switch at this point, and in my N64. I don't know. I can't really say that because I've been playing my N64 for almost 30 years. So there's that. But other than that, I'm just saying in the lifetime of the console itself, I probably definitely put more time into my N64 my Switch than anything. So there's a lot of greatness when it comes to the Switch. And Switch is easily, at least during the lifespan of the console itself, is easily the console I spent the most on. I bought so much stuff for Switch that I don't even remember half the time that I bought it. And I'm going to show you some stuff here. I do remember, obviously, Metroid Dread, the amiibo for that. This is dust. There's such a layer of dust on the top of this. If you could see this, that's just disgusting. I guess that's just dead skin floating around, right? All right, I'm gonna be sneezing all night now. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I got. I didn't get as many amiibos as I got during the Wii U era, but I still bought a lot of amiibos during the Switch era. That's one of them. And obviously, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not going to wipe that off because that's got Tears of the Kingdom Ganon. I had to get that because he's a boss. I haven't even gotten him yet. I haven't even fought him yet. It's embarrassing to say. There's dust flying around. It's embarrassing for me to say that, but I haven't even fought the dude yet. And 12 feet tall. What's up? I'm gonna give shout outs anyway. I feel bad I ain't giving no shout outs. I talked about you guys. But shout outs to Crazy Old School, Atlas NFT, who was cooking me in the chat earlier when I was having my technical issues. Island J, I hope you still here. My man Island J. I love me some Island J. Great videos. Hilarious dude. Who else? Terminator Juice, obviously. My road dog. Who else? Anybody else in here? A lot of Atlas NFT cooking going on. So hoping I'm not missing anybody. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Shout outs to everybody. Oh, Laker Link up in here. What's up? What's up, Laker Link? That's that dude right there. Been rocking with us for a long time. And as well as 12 feet tall. And old Crazy Old School. You guys have been here for a minute, and I appreciate that, no doubt. So spent so much money. Now here's the thing. I bought so much stuff on Switch that I don't even remember. I remember it, but here's one thing that I bought for Switch that I haven't even played. until recently. I recently pulled this out, and this is crazy cool. This is so good. I need to do a review for this. It's super late review. What, 2 years, 3 years late? But I have the Mario and the Luigi one. I bought it because it was on sale. I don't know if it, they just had a bunch of stock and it wasn't selling as good as they wanted. But this is stupid good, and this is the type of stuff that makes me really happy on a console over just like third party games. I know a lot of people, crazy about third party, but this is the stuff that really gets me juiced about games. And I mean, this is like AR Mario Kart racing, and it is full on Mario Kart, and it's AR, and you put up it's easy. It's an easy setup. It's not hard, and only thing I don't like is that the game itself is download only. It's a digital download only. I don't like that. I thought there was going to be a cart inside the box, and there's not. You have to digitally go. You have to go to the eShop and digitally download it. I don't like that. But this is so stupid cool. And let me give you the cart. Here's the cart, and this shouldn't work. Like, because the cart. It's funny because you look at the actual cart when you're racing it, and there's the camera right there. You look at the cart and you're like, it's going kind of slow. But if you're looking at your screen, which is what you should be looking at, it looks like it's moving as fast as a regular Mario Kart. It's like, how does it do that? It's like magic. And so you set it up. You basically set your gates up. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to set them in order, or they won't recognize it. So you set them up in your house. You got to make sure the surface is. It doesn't have to be completely flat, but you want it to be, as least, you want it to be as a flat as surface as possible. And so you set it up, and to set up your track, you drive through once. So you drive through, and the camera looks at the gates, and it basically notifies that it went through each of these gates. And the gate has to be completely visible, like the numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4 gates, and it makes a virtual track out of that. Like it have lines and stuff, so you don't have to like set up. Because I was gonna set up like a bunch of Legos to make my own track, lines, the outlines or whatever, and you don't need to do that because you have a virtual tracks, and I have never gone off, so I don't know how far you can veer off and what it would do. I'm sure it would completely mess you up. But this is stupid cool. Like, this is the stuff I love. To stay on that kind of stuff. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I just had it. Where'd it go? I lost it. Quick. Oh, here it is. Can't see it. It's dark. Ring Fit Adventure. This is the kind of stuff that I think is so cool about the Switch. That extra that makes the console special to me. Ring Fit Adventure. Actually, I do have it close. Nintendo Labo VR. I'm one of the few people that even talk about VR for Switch. That think Switch 2 should have it. And I think it's an excellent way to go. 13 hours to go. It's like Christmas. We're counting down to Switchmas 2. I forgot about the Switch 2, LOL. I'm just not hyped for it. Says 12 feet tall. Come on, man. You got to get hyped. But yeah, like VR Labo, like the little games, the little mini games and whatnot is really cool. Like, there's all these things that you can build and whatnot. I think 2 of them are really cool. You have to build the VR glasses for everything, though. I think pretty much everything. You need to build the VR glasses. But 2, maybe 3 of the builds are really cool. But the games itself, I mean, it is VR. Like, it's obviously not as good because the Switch's screen is not the best resolution and all that. But how cool is it that your Switch... here we go. Let's pull out my dock. Oh, not my dock. Pull out my tablet. This is actually my OLED, and it fits. I thought it wasn't going to fit. But you put your OLED or your regular Switch in there, and that is, obviously that's it. You don't have to buy an expensive headset you already have it when you buy a Switch. The headset itself, we're talking about 20 to 30 bucks. And I did buy a third party one, which is way more convenient. And you put it in there. And I've done a video on that. It's one of my most popular videos on my channel. And that's why I said Nintendo really needs to think about that. Because why is that so popular? And I still get views daily and, people commenting about how do I make this VR work? How do I want to play Five Nights at Freddy's. How can I get it to work? Well, the game has to have VR in it, but it's just funny. But yeah, you can strap it in. But this is like, a third party one. Actually, I would say that the lenses are not as actually good as the Labo lenses. I think the Labo lenses are a bit stronger. But, obviously they can make better lenses. Not a big deal. And that's great. So, I just bought so much stuff. I got really into, like, Switch and the cool, what do you call it? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? The collectability of it and the customization of it. And so I bought like these cases, because I knew I was going to buy a lot of games. And I think I have 180 Switch games currently, and that's just physical. But yeah, so I bought these cases to make it way more convenient. And there's not a whole lot because I started putting stuff back into their cases once I beat them. Not that I haven't beat these, but I just started doing that. But yeah, so you have these really nice cases. This one holds what? 25, 30 or something. And they both do that. I got another one. So these are cool. And obviously they look like a Switch. They're designed to look like a Switch. And I just kept buying things, especially like 2018, 2019. I was obsessed with this console, and I just kept buying stuff to go along with it. I don't know if you can see it from here. Do I want to pull that down? Maybe. I think this was 2018. Here's my other Switch. Here are the gates. Just want to show you guys real quick. So you get the little arrows to let you know that the turn's coming, obviously. And then you got your numbered gates. And so the camera, once you're setting it up, will go in and, as you're looking at your Switch screen, there's a colorful little design over this, and it's like bling, like it recognized that gate. And now this is going to be hell putting this back in here. It recognized the gate, and, it's setting up your track. That's pretty cool. Toss it over there. All right, yeah, I guess I'll pull it down. It's not too much trouble. But the robot is in the back. In special editions, like, you can't, I think I moved it. Yeah, it's not back there anymore. I bought so many special editions. Here's one of them. This is the orbital edition of Deus Ex Machina. Daemon Ex Machina. And, yeah, this is awesome. I think I had to order this from somewhere, one of the European countries. It might have been like freaking Scotland. I don't remember. But as you can see, it's what do they call this? USK is like the Peggy, whatever. And yeah, so this comes with an enormous statue, the art book, and obviously the game in the regular case, but also the steel book. And this is amazing. I love this. One of my favorite collector's items for the Switch. Let's see if I can put that up there without making a mess, knocking everything over. And yeah, I did it. And I'll be able to also show you. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Oh no. All right. I don't want to mess with that anymore. I'm going to leave it right there. And like controller attachments. That's another huge thing that I just kept buying. And I'm not going to pull all of them out because it's going to be too much of a mess. But as you can see here, we got Pokemon. I forget which this one was for. Is this Eevee? Yeah. And here is a cool Pac-Man one. The Ori. So much light. The Ori, what do they call them? Split Pad Pro. I went crazy on those. I got so many of those, and obviously I have these are Nixie ones. Yeah, the Nixie. These are actually wireless. Unlike the Split Pad Pro, you can't do switch. You can't do wireless. Here's the white ones. These are the ones actually I have down here, and I'll show you these in a minute. And there's Ben Bach, and they're all basically the same company. It's just changing the name here and there. All right, so let's put these on. And so, obviously, this is my OLED. As you can see, I don't even know or remember what this is. Can somebody tell me what this insignia is? What franchise that is? Because I don't know. I'll put these on. But yeah, one thing I will say is that the Joy-Cons are just too small for me for a long period. So especially in the beginning, I barely like played handheld on my Switch, or what do you call it? Yeah, handheld mode. I barely played it because these things, to me, for my hands, aren't that comfortable at the long periods of time. You can see how ashy my hands are. It reminds me of a picture of when my son was like 1.5, and I was holding him up, and the same ashy knuckles I had going on there. But yeah, like the Joy-Cons are just too small for me in handheld mode. So I was so happy when Split Pad Pro came along, and then obviously the Nixie, which I love. This is how I go portable now, and it's like holding a full controller. They have those I forget what they're called, but they have those grips, satisfy grips. They have all kinds of stuff you can use, but I wanted something that I didn't have to take off. And every time I wanted to dock my Switch, I can dock my Switch with these in, and so that's amazing. I love that. And I only bought at least this one. I never bought the full Switch. But anybody know? Anybody tell me what these is that Saga Frontier for PS1 says 12 feet tall? Yes, it is. Do you have Switch version? No, I don't. I'm going to get it though. What happened to your song called Insecure? That was my favorite. Is it not up? Did I take it down? It should still be up. Matrix Devonshire. It should still be up. I'll look and make sure. Nintendo doing E3 in April. Says Laker Link. I'm not going to take the day off of work tomorrow. Yeah, I was going to, but I changed jobs, and so that became less convenient for me to do. So I'm not. I played the most. But the cool thing is that at least the 9 to 10 o'clock hour, it worked out this way, is my planning period. I'm a teacher, so it's my planning period. So there will be no planning. During my planning period, I'll be watching the Direct for Switch 2. But yeah, that's funny. It just worked out that way. Let's see, they're too small for anyone, says Faustophiles. We only use the Pro Controller, which now I will say I did use split pad or what do you call it? Split Joy-Con. I did use Split Joy-Con for a lot of games early on. Fast RMX. I still can't play that game today with the Pro Controller. I played through all of Breath of the Wild, all 250 hours I think I have in that game with Split Joy-Con. Same thing with Mario Odyssey, all Split Joy-Con. ARMS, I was like the only one, obviously to a disadvantage, it seems. I was the only one using Split Joy-Con for ARMS. Everybody started using Pro Controller for that game, and it proved to work better that way, which was sad because I like playing with Split Joy-Cons. What's up, Jay Biggs? We've always felt Nintendo basically sold the system with no controllers, so the system ends up being $370. Retro, what's up? We're playing all right. Planning to watch the direct. FYI, determined to juice. I sent your Switch 2 bingo card in the Hangout seat, so I can actually use that while I'm sitting on my planning period at work. But yeah, I just bought so much stuff. I bought multiple consoles. Let's talk about my multiple consoles. So I bought a bunch of Switch Lites, and I recently got another one. Well, I don't know why I pulled this down, but here's my original Switch box. There it is. But yeah, Switch Lites, which didn't catch on as much as I thought they would. They sold pretty well, but not crazy well. And it makes sense because the Switch already is portable. It's already a portable. It's already a handheld. So what could it have done? Vicky's up in here. I have something to do, but I should be able to watch half of the direct tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be distracted watching it because I'll be at work. But anyway, so yeah, I bought this. Which one is this? This is the Pokemon legendary. What do you call it? The legendary Pokemon. I'm not the biggest Pokemon person, but so I think it's no, that's the other one. So yeah, I bought this. This is a Japanese Switch Lite. Actually, I got it for cheaper, and obviously it doesn't matter because Switches are region free. I got this for probably $50 cheaper than it was when it came out. So there's that one. And then my Dialga Palkia. This one is North American, and I just love. This is so nice looking. It's like metallic black in a way, and it's really cool designs. And I opened it up just to look at it, and it's just rotting in a box, sitting in a box. But this is a really nice Switch Lite, which probably will come in better hand once that update for the virtual card stuff goes into effect, because I think that will help this. I don't even really know, honestly. That's why I didn't get too excited about when I heard it, but that might be really cool. Once I need to go look at it more. And more special edition stuff. I bought like 2 of these or 3 of these. I think 2 of these. I don't even remember. I think it's 2. And I still kind of want one more because I don't want to open either one of these. But hopefully this will be a collector's item one day. Obviously, it's the NES Edition World Championships. Nintendo World Championships. And then, I don't need this. I went out and bought this Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED. And it's nice. It is very nice. And it's already open, so it's not like I'm opening it up. At least it's not sealed by tape or anything. So there's the system itself, and there are the Joy-Cons. There. I've used the Joy-Cons for an experiment just to test something, because I realized I didn't have any working official Joy-Cons. The ones you see in here and this Switch, they're both shot. Both of them shot. And these are later editions. It's the I want to say it came out with Splatoon 2 or something. I don't remember. So yeah, I just kept buying stuff. I just keep buying. Switch makes me just keep buying. I want to share this game just because it's cool. And I actually recently got this on Humble Bundle, Cavern of Dreams. This game. Somebody, I hope this developer, because I think it's just 1, maybe 2 people. Cavern of Dreams. This is an authentic N64 game. It feels like a game you would play in N64. So they need to get with Limited Run or somebody and make a version that actually plays on the N64, so they can sell a cartridge, because I think that is a cool thing to have a new N64 game. I showed you guys my Tell Us Something game that came. It's a puzzle game that came out for the N64. Like, it's a ROM, It's a full puzzle game, and it's addictive as hell, and it's very cool. And so people are still making games for the N64. But yeah, so I went buck wild crazy buying Switch stuff, and I have a ton of it, and I don't remember half of it. Like I said, I had the Mario Kart and all that cool stuff. The Mario Kart Home Tour, as they call it. I'm trying to find out stuff. Oh, I went crazy on. I mean, this is came out for Switch, but I went crazy on buying these, and this is for Starlink, the little characters and the ships, and I love this. I mean, I never was into like Toys to Life stuff, but I got really into Starlink and buying all the ships and all that stuff, and I think they're starting to get really expensive now, so I'm glad I bought them basically at retail or below, and all the different weapons. This is a weapon you can put on in real time on the fly and add it to your ship. It's it's really cool. It's a cool game. I love that game. I probably wouldn't love it as much without the Star Fox stuff, because Star Fox, I basically played it like a Star Fox game. I completely played with Star Fox characters and whatnot. And I played the game that whole way. Retro says best space shooter ever. We have 2 Switches, one regular and one Animal Crossing night, and that doesn't count. I mean, so I have, okay, let's count. I have my original Switch. Then I have my Switch OLED, which I will admit I didn't buy that at retail, but I did buy the Switch, the Breath or Tears of the Kingdom Switch at a retail. So that's 3 Switches there, right? Then I have 1, 2, 3 Switch Lights, because I have the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom one. And this came out obviously with Tears of the Kingdom, the Switch Lite, and I'm never ever gonna play on this. Like, never. This is a total collector's item, and it's just gonna sit in a box. So that's 3 Switch Lights, my original Switch OLED. So 3 Switch Lights, original Switch OLED, and yeah, so that's 5 Switches I own. Then my 2 kids, they both have Switches, so that's 7 Switches for one household. So you look at the numbers, and you're like, oh, now I see why this system sold as well as it did. Metroid Prime 4, the second reveal, was a little underwhelming, to be honest. It was boring. 12 feet tall, man. You got to come back to the Nintendo Nation, man. You seem you're even more jaded about than I was in 2018. You guys remember 2018? Probably those of you who were around. 2018 kind of broke me as a Nintendo fan, because it was a very weak year for the Switch. I think Nintendo put out 2 games, and one of them was like December. That was Smash Ultimate, and it was just really dry. That's when I got Daemon X Machina, which I love. Really good game. But yeah, so come on back 12 feet. Come on back, man. 6 foot under. Yeah, it kind of soured me for the Switch for a little while, but they came back 2019 strong. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Maybe they just put too much out in 2017, which in hindsight, I could say that, but I was loving it in 2017 when they were dropping gem after gem. Here's another one of my Starlink ships. And I don't have... Is it behind me? Yeah, it's behind me on the shelf. I don't know if you can see it, but like right above my finger is the R-Wing. But yeah, so I had a great time buying stuff for the Switch. And I don't think Switch 2 will be that. I think a lot of it Well, I don't say a lot of it. I think part of it will have to do with the fact that a lot of the games, as far as third party goes, depending, because I probably will still buy them physically for Switch 2 if I don't already have them. But I think we're gonna get a lot of like PS4, Xbox One stuff on the Switch 2, which is fine. I have no problem with that. A lot of Nintendo fans have never played any of that stuff, so it's fine. But it's stuff I already own on those consoles that I already own on PS4 and Xbox One or Xbox Series. So I'm not gonna rebuy that stuff. But so I don't. I think for the Switch 2, honestly, it's gonna be a console that I spend most of my time buying like exclusive Nintendo stuff. Will I get the occasional game? Of course. Especially indie stuff. I like buying physical indie games when I can get them. And like you just saw, Cavern of Dreams, shout out. I'm gonna do a video on this coming up. I love my physical indie games. That's one of my favorite things about Switch was being able to get because the system sold so well and there was demand for it. They actually put a lot of the indie games you wouldn't normally get onto a cart. I mean, that's just fantastic. So, but a lot of the problem with, especially when it comes to me playing it on Switch 2, I don't know if I'll play some of the third party or even some of the indie stuff as much on Switch 2 as I did early Switch 1. Because I started to go away from Switch 2 or Switch 1 as far as indie games and some third-party games because of this bad boy. Well, not specifically this one, but the Steam Deck, which is I have over there. I don't feel like getting up and getting it, but you've seen videos of me with it, which I love my Steam Deck. And I don't play it as much now that I have the I almost call this the ROG Ally. Lenovo Legion Go. And I love this bad boy because it reminds me of the Switch because you can pop these off. And these are basically Joy-Cons. I mean, they're literally Joy-Cons. And I can go basically split Joy-Con with these. There's an attachment that I can put to give me a full controller feel, which I also love because I didn't like having to carry around my Xbox controller everywhere. When I wanted to play basically tabletop mode on this. And this is just this thing is dead. I guess the charger cable wasn't plugged in. But this is cool because it's like a tablet. It's so freaking huge. This is like a tablet. And so this replaced my laptop, at least my PC laptop. I could just bring this when I wanted to do desktop stuff or laptop stuff. I could just take this with me and bring my little keyboard, my mini keyboard. And I've showed you guys that stuff. If you don't remember, if you haven't seen that video, here's my case for my Legion Go. And down in here, it's where the magic happens. I have my fold-out portable keyboard there, so I can take that with me. And there is the controller attachments. I have two different types, so I can put the Joy-Cons connect onto here, this is literally these are Joy-Cons with the little attachments. I forget what you call those little these are magnetic, and you put these on here. And you basically got a straight up Joy-Con. This is a third party thing, so at least Lenovo's not putting these out themselves. And so you have that, and then you can go like this, and boom, you got a full controller. Feels more like a Saturn 3D controller, Sega Saturn 3D controller. So it's not the most comfortable because you kind of want your hands to come out like this. But this is fantastic. And it all fits in the case, which is great. So a lot of my time has been, as far as indie games go, has been taken away by my Steam Deck and my Lenovo Legion Go. So I won't be overly excited for those games. I know a lot of people will, and I'm happy for y'all. I really am. I'm gonna be excited for getting those third-party games that you normally wouldn't get a chance to play, and then have the portableness. And that's what's cool about Legion Go, and all other portable handhelds. Xbox is about to drop one pretty soon from a partnership with ROG Ally, I think, right? So that's cool. Faust, you gotta go. Sorry, you gotta go. All right, peace out. Have a great night. I miss the days when electronics just held their charge, and that was nice. That's the thing about this bad boy. This bad boy does not hold a charge at all. This is a hog. But man, the screen is gorgeous. It's not OLED, but it's a really nice LCD, and that's why I'm telling you guys who think or who are maybe worried about Switch 2 not having an OLED screen. There is some really nice LCD. This is a really nice LCD screen. I don't miss playing on my Steam Deck with the OLED because the LCD on this is like top of the line, good stuff. Really nice, really nice blacks and sharp picture and all that cool stuff. And I can get this game. I play games on here. Some of the games on here I play are 90 frames and whatnot. It just depends on what the game is and how you optimize it, but it's a really nice screen. So, yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited for Switch 2. And the cool thing about it is, like, people talk about the mouse, right? And they talk about, just mouse application things. And I'm like, Nintendo's going to do more than that. They're going to come up with some clever, gimmicky thing. I don't know if it'll last as far as, future games you want to play that way. Need Sega Saturn on NSO. That would be nice. OLED is much better for VR, though. Yeah, OLED is better for VR. That is true. But again, if you're not trying to play, if you don't care about playing top of the line best VR, you just want to have a cool experience in VR occasionally as a little niche thing. I think even the Switch control or Switch screen is fine, for that. Obviously, a sharper, higher resolution screen is the best for it. But yeah, OLED is definitely better for VR. But again, this is just it's a Swiss Army knife. It's not great at everything it does, but it's cool that it can do all these things, and that's why I think it would be cool to have VR for Switch 2. But yeah, what was I talking about? I can't remember. I was gonna say something about something, but I can't remember. But yeah, I'm looking forward. Oh yeah, the what are they called? The mouse stuff, the mouse capabilities, utilizing the mouse. I beat you to it, Atlas. But thank you. But yeah, utilizing the mouse. So I know, at least I believe in my heart of Nintendo hearts, that Nintendo is not just going to do typical things with the mouse. I think they have something interesting up their sleeve with that. The C button, whatever that is, it will probably be something pretty cool. Maybe it'll be used in 5 games, but you're going to remember it. Like I remember Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut on Wii U and how it utilized this beautiful gamepad in a great ways, with like voice messages and written messages, and just everything, like utilizing your gadgets and all that stuff was so well done. And that got me really excited. Now, again, you're talking 5 games that really utilize this controller in cool, unique ways. But I'll always remember those experiences. I'll always remember Zombie U. I'll always remember Deus Ex on Wii U. I'll always remember, even Xenoblade Chronicles X and how cool that was. And Pikmin 3, having a full map screen that you can navigate easily. You can see where you're going, not having to pause and bring up a map. Like, I mean, obviously, again, that's, first world problems, but it's not really a problem. But it's just really convenient to have that map sitting off to the side with all your inventory and all that kind of stuff on it that you don't have to worry about bringing up. And you can touch and whatnot in real time and change your weapons real time. It's just a cool convenience. Is it a need? No, not necessarily, but it's just a cool convenience to have. So I think that mouse thing is going to be. They have an application or two that's really going to be like, oh crap, that's amazing. But the problem with the mouse is that you have to use the Joy Cons in that way on tabletop, and that's not going to be a great use case for everybody because a lot of people are going to play handheld. They're not going to have a table in front of them to utilize that mouse. So that's why I worry that it won't be used as cool as it can be because you're kind of restricting the player to play a certain way. So it won't be used as cool as they would like to. But because it is the default controller, maybe they'll go more in than I'm thinking. But here's a prediction of mine is that, I'll jump to a prediction because we're talking about the mouse. I predict that there will be some kind of software maybe built into the system a la, Astrobot on a PS5 that really utilizes the controller. And I think Nintendo will probably do something like that, have some kind of maybe Mario Paint application or something like that built into the system itself that you can utilize. Like, how cool would it have been had snipper clips been built? I mean, it wasn't an expensive game. It was $20. But that's the kind of application that really could have and Switch didn't need it. Obviously, it didn't. It sold crazy well, but it's an application that wouldn't obviously hurt the system, and it's a way to utilize and show you how to use those controllers in a cool, unique way with software that's built in. So I think Nintendo's going to have some kind of software that's built in. Maybe it won't be like a full-on game, and just be some kind of application that you can actually use to make use of that mouse functionality, and maybe even the C button functionality, whatever that is. So 12 Feet Tall also agrees. He wants Mario Paint. I think that's cool. That's a great idea to bring back Mario Paint in that way. So that way you're not trying to sell like a new Mario Paint game and get people excited for it, because it's kind of an application, not really a game. But an application is something that would go really nicely with your new hardware, that you could say, hey, here's a cool way. If you didn't buy any games or you bought one game, here's a cool thing you can mess around with for free. Steam Deck did that with something desktop or desk job or something like that. It utilized all its features, and that came free with the deck. So I think that's a cool idea, especially when you're making something that is kind of interesting as far as your control capabilities go. So I'm going to give you one of my early predictions there. So before we get into my full-on predictions, I just wanted to share something that Mohammed put out. Some of you guys may or may not know him. He shows up a lot in the Juices Loose podcast. I don't see him much on my videos and comments, but I've seen him a few times. But he kind of went off, and I just wanted to read because I copy and pasted all of his crazy ideas. So let me bring those up. These are his predictions. I think he was just having fun and just naming a bunch of things, which is cool. Let me see if I can I make this font bigger? No, I don't think I can. Oh, maybe try it again. My daughter's telling me good night. Oh, she's so sweet. Let me say good night to her. Baby girl. That's my baby girl. So let's look at Muhammad Alavi. So his all right. Some of these I actually kind of agree with. Super Mario Odyssey 2 is the headline launch title. Full open zone 3D platformer with local and online co-op Features new gravity hat power up. Now he goes off and says these kind of crazy things. The kind of stuff that you would read in like Wii U rumor articles back in the day on a Wii U Daily. That's a deep cut. Wii U Daily's a website. Um, but yeah, that's one of them. Here's another one. Donkey Kong Rise of he gives stuff names. It's hilarious. Donkey Kong Rise of the Jungle is a 2.5D platformer using the Odyssey engine, tag team gameplay, and dynamic camera angles. Launch window title. And he was just dropping this in the chat during our podcast. I had a blast reading some of these. Let me see. Did I miss anything? C button is the replacement for Miiverse and will have chat features, I believe, says Atlas. I hope so. I think Nintendo needs to have its own media app. I hate to call it social media because it's not really that, but away from that world and just be in the world of Nintendo and have a app like that where you can share and talk about games. I think that's cool. That's one of the things I miss about gaming in general was like message boards, and I guess they still kind of exist in some way, but they're so toxic. Like it was so much optimism back in the day, and it was just fun speculating on stuff. But yeah, let's see. 12 Feet Tall. I want to remake a reboot of Quest 64 on the Switch. 2, that would make me excited. Are you kidding or are you serious? Quest 64, man, that game pissed me off so much. This one's from. Oh no. No, okay, I gotta skip that. Okay, so here we go. Another one from Muhammad. Pokemon Legends ZA shown running on Switch 2 with smoother frame rate, upgraded visuals, and faster loading. Fall 2025 release window reaffirmed. Yeah, you can run it on Switch 2, but I don't think it's gonna be look any better or run any faster. I don't know if he was just trolling there. All right, so Fire Emblem Echoes Genealogy of the Holy War is revealed. Full remake with voice cutscenes, expanded supports, and optional casual mode. Late 2025 or early 2026. And it's funny because he's dropping like release windows, just stuff off the top of his head, which I thought is hilarious. He's killing me with this stuff. Let's see. Luigi's Mansion 4 teased with cinematic trailer. Ghosts invade Luigi's dreams. New ghost gadgets and semi-open hub structure. Early 2026. The imagination is fantastic. It's fantastic on this dude. Now I think we will obviously get a new Luigi's Mansion because the last one sold really well. I think even the remakester of this 2D game or the 2DS game or 3DS game, Dark Moon, which I love. Dark Moon. I think even that sold pretty good. So Killer Instinct might finally come back home to Nintendo, says Lenny Wright, but just to visit. Pretty much most of what Microsoft is going to be putting out will probably end up on Switch 2 at some point. So you can look forward to that, folks. Again, I'm not going to play Microsoft games over there because I get them for free. Well, not free, but I get them on Game Pass, at no extra charge. Just my subscription. So why, maybe if I wanted to buy a physical copy, if there wasn't one, because Microsoft is doing it less and less, putting out physical copies. I just bought one that was ridiculously expensive. I'm going to share in a future video. But yeah, if I can't get it anywhere else, I'll get it there. I'll get it on Switch and keep it sealed, and I'll play it on my Xbox. Persona 6 teaser shown. Day 1 launch confirmed for Switch 2, Persona 3, Reload, Persona 5, Royal Ultimate Edition also coming to the system. Yeah, I think you're going to get some of the stuff that came out on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series. I think you're going to see those pop up with more frequency on the Switch 2 because it's more powerful. It's powerful enough to run these games. Obviously a little bit lesser, but again, graphics are so good at this point. Most people won't notice. I have my students playing GameCube, for their free time, and they don't blink an eye at the visuals of it. They have a great time. I mean, they mostly play Minecraft and Roblox anyway, so GameCube, visually ain't too far off from that. It looks better in some ways. They were having a blast playing Melee and Double Dash and like ATV Off Road Fury, and they were playing Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus. It's cool because it's 4 players simultaneously. They were having a blast on the GameCube, so they love it. So we live in a different time now, where that stuff doesn't matter as much. It matters to the googly-eyed. I got to have the best jiggly wigglies and all that kind of stuff. Gigabits and all that kind of stuff. But most gamers do not care. They just want the game to run. Can I press the button? Can I play it? Does it look good? Does it run? That's all they want. What are you saying with the F about 12 feet? I don't know. But yeah, so that is all of Muhammad's musings. I'm pretty sure I did predictions on Juice is Loose, and I mean, I don't really have a whole lot. I think we'll see the next 3D Mario. Yes, I think we'll see Mario Kart. I'm calling it X because that's just cool. Because I think Nintendo's gonna see Mario Kart. Is it Tour? What is it called? As 9, or they'll kind of see it as 9, and they'll just call this one Mario Kart X, and it'll be X for 10, but it'll be X for crossover. I think we're gonna get more Nintendo characters in Mario Kart X, Mario Kart crossover. That's my prediction: Mario Kart crossover, or X or 10. We'll get that. I think Monolith Soft tweeted out something. I just kind of saw a blip of that. I'm not sure, so we'll see on that. Hopefully it's their new IP, something they teased a few years ago. I would love to see that action RPG starring, like, I call it Battle Princess. That would be cool to see if that's a thing. Will we get a new Astro Chain? That would be nice. And there's going to be some secrets, some secret games that are going to be Switch exclusive, at least for a while. There'll be exclusives, third-party exclusives and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Revisiting the IPs that, maybe showed up the generation before. Like, I want a Star Fox confirmation. I would love to have that. I'm not sure if that would be this Switch 2 Direct thing, but that would be nice. I would love to see a confirmation for Star Fox, and I would love to see a remaster for Rogue Squadron, maybe a double pack for Rogue Squadron and Rogue Squadron 2. Hire the old Factor 5, the X Factor 5 people, and put them on that and make that really nice. That would be a beautiful thing. Work it out with LucasArts, work it out with Disney, and that'd be cool. I'd buy it for sure. I love Rogue Squadron. Going back to the N64 one. I even like Battle for Naboo. Some people didn't like that, but I thought Battle for Naboo was pretty good. Pretty much anything Factor 5 did. I think Rogue Squadron 3 got a lot of, I want to say hate, but got a lot of diss because of the on-foot stuff, which I didn't mind at all. I thought it was cool to add that in. I didn't mind on-foot stuff for Star Fox Assault. I just thought the controls could have been better. Other than that, I didn't mind them getting out of their ships. I want that for Star Fox. I wanted that for Starlink Battle for Atlas. I thought, some on-foot stuff, because there's bases, and it's kind of hard and clunky to fly around in those bases in your ship. It would have been nice to jump out and infiltrate those bases on foot. So I I would like to see Star Fox make that evolution. Star Fox has done it before, even with Star Fox 64. If you, if you're crazy at that game and you unlock everything, you get, you get to run around on foot for the multiplayer. So it started with that. People forget, but we need more Sega games on Switch and Switch 2 since 12 feet tall. Maybe Dreamcast on NSO. Yeah, that'd be cool. Dreamcast for sure. I'm not sure how difficult it might be for Saturn games, but I think Dreamcast is pretty cake to put on to emulate and put on other things. So I'd like to see that for sure. GameCube. Everybody wants GameCube. Again, I don't care. I have all that behind me is GameCube, my GameCube wall, those two shelves. I have more here. You probably can't see. Oh, you can see them. I have a stack of GameCube there. I have over 130 GameCube games. Like, I rather play those on my GameCubes. There's two stacked here. And my orange one, you can kind of see back there, my Spice Orange. That one's modded for digital stuff, fully digital. So I don't, it's cool. Again, it's cool for people who want it. I prefer to play on the original hardware because I like that GameCube feel. You get the boom, you get the whole experience and the controller and all that stuff. So same thing with N64. Some N64 is too clean. N64 is too clean on NSO for me. Like, I need it to be a little bit stanker looking. I need I need it to be a little bit ashier. For me to feel right for me, but yeah. So Switch 2, it's an hour-long presentation. It's a direct, so it's going to be direct. It won't be like the live thing that they did during the event, the Nintendo event, the Nintendo Switch event back in January of 2017. So it won't be that, but so it'll be a lot tighter. And they can just go through stuff, and I'm sure they'll spend some time explaining the Switch 2 and its features and whatnot, and then just bring the games, man. We already know what the Switch is. We already know it's not. This is the evolution. You guys know my Nintendo cycle theory. So the Nintendo Switch was the revolution, and obviously it's a revolutionary console, sold like crazy. And Nintendo's Revolution consoles always sold really well. The NES sold really well. The Super Nintendo sold, I'll take that back because the N64 did not sell crazy well. It sold good, especially for the competition. But impact-wise, it was amazing, right? The impact of the N64. So it was probably the only one you could say didn't sell great. But obviously the GameCube was the evolution of that. And then the Wii sold like crazy. The Wii U not so much. And then the Nintendo Switch sold like crazy and still selling crazy 8 years in. That's crazy. And it's going to outsell. It probably already outsold the PS2's real numbers, and then it's going to outsell its fake number too, of the 160 million BS that they pulled out of their hind parts. So it's going to outsell that too. So I'm happy for that. To have a full-on console that sells on the merits of it being a console. I think the PlayStation base, as far as what it sells usually, I think it's around 115 million or so. And as far as the PS2 goes, going up to 155 million, that had to do with the DVD player. A lot of people bought that thing for a DVD playback, and it was a really good DVD player for its time. Again, I tell a story of how I bought, or my girlfriend at the time bought me a DVD player, and it was freaking $500, $530 just for a standalone DVD player back in 99, 2000. And so to be able to buy a PS3 or PS2 that could play DVDs really nicely and also play PlayStation 2 games, I mean, for $300, for $200 cheaper than a standalone top of the line DVD player like that. That helped it sell over 155. But I love the fact that the Switch is going to outsell it, and it's a pure video game console. Can you do other stuff? Yeah, you can streams and stuff, but that's not what people buy a Switch for. They buy it for gameplay. They buy it for games. So I'm happy to see a full-on game console on top of that list of best-selling consoles of all time. But Switch 2, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great time. I think it's going to be a great direct. There's going to be some nice surprises. It's going to make me smile like a little kid. And I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. It's just in a few hours. Somebody said, 12 hours away, which is crazy. Because that makes me think I'm not getting enough sleep. Because I don't feel like going to bed anytime soon. If the Switch Direct is 12 hours away, that means I'm going to be tired at work, which I never really am, because those kids keep me going. But yeah, I got nothing else. Hopefully we see Donkey Kong. That's what I really want to see. That would really make me happy. Seeing Donkey Kong and Star Fox. If I can get those two in a room, that would be nice. I would be a really happy Nintendo fan, because I believe we're going to get Mario, 3D Mario. I believe we're going to get, obviously, Mario Kart. But it'd be nice to get Star Fox. And, oh man, if not Rare, but somebody at Microsoft announced Banjo-Kazooie, for a new game. And just, obviously it's not going to only be on Switch, but to announce it, like, that would help it sell so stupid well. Because Nintendo fans love Banjo-Kazooie. Obviously way more than Xbox fans. So that'd be great. I see 12 Feet Tall, a Wave Race game with the same vibes as 64. My only worry about like Wave Race or 1080p, stuff like that, is that time. Like, people aren't, at least commercially, aren't into like the exports as much as we were in the mid 90s to early 2000s, early to mid 2000s. But man, I would love a new Wave Race. Obviously, I'd love a new Wave Race. I would love a new 1080 even. But I'm excited, man, because we're going to see new games. We're going to see a bunch of new games. Nintendo's going to spend too much time talking about like features. Obviously, I would also love a nice a nice UI, a nicer UI, a nice, more friendly, more personal, more customizable UI for Switch 2. Because that's one thing I loved about the Wii U. For all of its flaws, it had so much personality. With Wada Wada Plaza, with Miiverse. I would love for them to bring back Spot Pass and Street Pass. I don't know why that wasn't on Switch. Like, I loved going to gaming conventions or some kind of big event somewhere and spot passing or street passing my 3DS and just going home and seeing all the new Miis that were at my gate coming in. Like, that's cool. Like, that's a cool thing. Is it a system selling thing? No. But it's one of those things that gamers really remember about this system. That it's really cool to see. Crazy Old School said, I really miss Punch-Out. Need to make that game multiplayer. Oh, Punch-Out would be great. When was the last Punch-Out? Wii? And some people consider it, maybe even me, the best Punch-Out game. But yeah, it was really good. TriLink, you're going to have basic black and basic white colors, and you'll love it. I won't love it. I'll deal with it, but man, it would be nice. Maybe not folders. You don't really need those right out of the gate. You won't need those until people start buying a bunch of games for the system. So you can hold off on that. But some music would be nice. Some personality on the screen. Especially the eShop. Please do something with that eShop. My gosh, I hate going there. I can't remember the last time I actually bought something from the eShop first on Switch. It's been a while. It's been years. Again, part of that does have to do with the fact that I have PC handhelds that I buy digital games on mostly. But yeah, some of it is just I don't like going on that shop. It's poorly optimized as far as it's kind of slow, even with how bare bones it is, and it's not set up well. So there's that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I got to do some planning. That way, I'm gonna do some planning here at home for school. That way, I can watch the direct without feeling guilty or too guilty anyway. So, and it'll be the end of it will be interrupted anyway because my kids will be shuffling back into class around 9:55 to 57. So I won't be able to completely watch the whole thing anyway. But I'll be able to watch the meat of it, and fingers crossed for some cool stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I know this is random. I was gonna just do a video, but I was like, I'm just going on live. I haven't done a live stream in a while. Let me hop on live and give my thoughts and show stuff. Give some tribute to Switch, the 8 years and counting of the Switch life cycle. Crazy, 8 years, 8 years, insane. That was 8 years ago that we bought the Switch in March 3rd. Wow, crazy. But here we go, Switch 2, 8 years later, 8+ years later, and still excited, still gaming. So, yeah, a new Simpsons game, please, says Swuffy Tall. With Nintendo Today, I'm hoping, yeah, Nintendo Today is pretty cool. So, we will be getting news all the time, probably. Netflix would be nice on Switch 2, even the 3DS had more features than the current Switch. That's true. Can we get the Switch 2 up to the 3DS standard? At least, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we do that? I'd be super happy with that. Will Mii's continue to be a thing? I don't know. Mii's. I want them to continue. I think that's just a Nintendo thing at this point, a staple of their, people's avatars for a Nintendo console. So I hope they keep them going. Does it make as much sense now? So far removed from the Wii? No. Or even Wii U. But Mii's is just Nintendo's thing. It doesn't have to be about the Wii or Wii U. This is just a Nintendo avatar at this point. So, Simpsons Hit and Run 2. That would be cool. I do love some Simpsons Hit and Run. It's on the shelf behind me somewhere, I'm sure. Simpsons Hit and Run is great. But yeah, that's my stream. Thank you all for joining and sticking around. Hope you enjoyed it. Crazy Old School says, yes, bring back the Mii's. I agree. Thank all of you guys for joining. 12 Feet Tall, Crazy Old School, Trilink. I don't know if I said your name or not, but Trilink, thanks for joining. Atlas NFT cooking me in the in the chat earlier. Thanks for joining and adding to the chat. Terminator Juice, obviously. Vicky, I haven't seen you in a while. I need to do more streams so I can see folks better. Who else? Oh yeah, Faust. How do you say it? Faustophiles. I'm just gonna say that. Retro. J Biggs. Miss K, I missed you, Miss K. Yeah, I play in docked mode mostly, says Miss K. I missed your comment. Haven't seen you in a while. Laker Link. I'm Miss K says she's definitely hyped for Switch 2. Let's go. Let's see. Clashers World. Evercade had a lit showcase yesterday. Really? I missed that. I'm an Evercade fan. Let me see if I can reach my Evercade or one of them, because I guess I'm an Evercade collector too. So this is not ever going to be opened because I already have the games, and this is the Evercade. Which one? EXPR. So this is the handheld. And I have the black one, and I have the white one. IRM. Just the EXP. This has built-in Capcom games. So that's cool. Put this back over here. Where is my Evercade? Where's the white system? Oh, I have it over there. Yeah. So, all right. That's it for my stream. Thank you all for joining. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. I think I got everybody. I appreciate you guys. Have a nice day, T, and thank you for the live stream to 12 Feet Tall. Thanks for joining 12 Feet Tall and everybody else as well. And let's go, Nintendo Switch 2. All right, y'all. Peace out.